Today's AI news has one big theme. AI is moving from answering questions to taking action, and that means the trust layer suddenly matters a lot more. Meta wants its assistant to plan and follow through. Microsoft, NVIDIA, Meta, and others are defending open-weight models in Washington. Google is signing part of the EU AI Act Transparency Code. NVIDIA and KAIST are building a Korea-focused agentic AI research lab. And OpenAI is rolling out Health and ChatGPT for U.S. users. First, Meta AI can now do more than chat. Meta announced that, powered by Muse Spark 1.1, Meta AI can make plans, connect to email and calendar apps, create slides, give daily briefings, do research, and keep working on tasks without being reminded every time. The examples are very consumer-focused. Meta says you could ask it to plan a birthday dinner, check your calendar, and suggest restaurants. You could ask it for a week-by-week running plan. Or you could ask it to research a topic and turn the result into slides. The rollout starts today in select markets in the Meta AI app and on Meta.ai, with more countries and surfaces, including WhatsApp, coming later. Why it matters? This is the consumer agent race becoming real. The important change is not that Meta AI can produce another answer. It is that Meta wants the assistant to remember context, connect to personal apps, and follow through over time. That could be genuinely useful, but it also raises the obvious question. How much of your calendar, email, shopping intent, and routine do you want one assistant to see? Second, a major group of tech companies is pushing back against restrictions on open-weight AI. Microsoft published an open letter signed by 25 organizations, including Meta, NVIDIA, Palantir, IBM, Hugging Face, Mistral, Mozilla, the Linux Foundation, Perplexity, Replit, ServiceNow, and Y Combinator. The letter argues that open-weight models make AI cheaper, more competitive, easier to inspect, and less dependent on a few closed providers. It also says open weights carry real risks because once the weights are released, they are difficult to recall or trace. But the signatories argue the answer should be targeted legal remedies for misuse, not broad restrictions on open models or model development techniques like distillation. Why it matters? The open model fight is now a policy fight. For developers and startups, open weights can mean lower costs and more control. For governments, they raise security and misuse concerns. This letter matters because some of the biggest AI infrastructure and platform companies are saying that American AI leadership depends on an open ecosystem, not only one or two closed frontier models. Third, Google is signing the EU AI Act Code of Practice on transparency of AI-generated content. Google says the move supports responsible AI in Europe and builds on its work with the C2PA provenance standard and SynthID watermarking. At the same time, Google is warning that too much regulatory complexity could make transparency worse, not better. The company says if online content is covered with overlapping AI labels and legal disclosures, users may have a harder time understanding what actually matters. Why it matters? Transparency is becoming a product requirement. This affects creators, platforms, AI labs, and anyone publishing synthetic media. The future is not just better generated images or videos. It is also labels, watermarks, provenance records, and user interfaces that explain when AI was involved without drowning people in confusing warnings. Fourth, NVIDIA and KAIST are launching a joint AI research lab in Seoul. The lab will be based at the KIST Kim Jae-chul Graduate School of AI and will focus on agentic AI models and systems for South Korea's industries, language, and national AI needs. NVIDIA says the collaboration includes compute contributions, research funding, internships for at least 10 KAIST researchers each year, and paths into full-time NVIDIA roles. The company says the $300 million collaboration is expected to include $50 million per year in compute contributions across an initial 5-year period. Why it matters? Countries are trying to build AI capacity through talent and compute, not just regulation. The practical point is that national AI strategy now looks like labs, cloud partnerships, local language models, internships, and deployment pipelines. South Korea already has a strong semiconductor and technology base. This lab is another piece of the race to turn that base into agentic AI systems built for local industries. Fifth, OpenAI is rolling out Health and ChatGPT to U.S. users. Logged-in users aged 18 and older can choose to connect Apple Health and supported medical records, so ChatGPT can answer health questions with more personal context. OpenAI says the rollout covers web and iOS across free, Go, Plus, and Pro plans. The company says connected medical records and Apple Health information are not used to train foundation models or target ads. By default, ChatGPT asks permission before using connected health information in a response. OpenAI also says the product supports, but does not replace, care from medical professionals. Its help documentation says ChatGPT can read connected health data, but cannot write information back to Apple Health or connected medical record systems. Why it matters? Health is one of the most useful and risky places for consumer AI. A tool that explains lab results or summarizes medical history could help people ask better questions at appointments. But the data is sensitive, and the stakes are personal. Ordinary viewers should care because AI health tools are moving from general advice into connected personal records, where privacy, accuracy, and escalation to a real clinician matter much more. So the bigger picture today is responsibility. Meta is pushing AI agents toward real tasks. The OpenWeight letter argues that openness can help competition and safety. Google is aligning with European transparency rules. NVIDIA is investing in national AI research infrastructure. And OpenAI is bringing ChatGPT closer to private health data. The question is no longer only which model is smartest. It is which AI systems can act usefully, explain themselves clearly, protect sensitive data, and earn enough trust to become part of daily life. Which story do you think will have the biggest impact? Meta AI taking action, the OpenWeight AI letter, Google's EU transparency move, NVIDIA's Korea lab, or health and ChatGPT? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe for your daily AI update.